So on the more with less thing, yes and no. Yes, he can improve players and coach them, but again, the intensity at which we're going to be playing this season is going to be ratcheted up from last season. So I would imagine, objectively, we'll probably see some more muscle strains, some more fatigue, a bit more burnout. And I remember going back to when he came in at Bournemouth. I think the first 9, 10 games with Bournemouth were a bit of a mess. And eventually the Bournemouth players got up to speed. So maybe it'll take us a similar length of time as well. And I'm okay with that. Like, I am okay with the fitness levels being built up. You know, that's absolutely understandable. But I just think we still need to add some depth in. And while we're talking about fitness levels, I was looking at something on Sky, and the headline was Liverpool are lagging behind some of the Premier League rivals in building up pre-season fitness. So they went through a list of players who've played 75 minutes or more and how many in each team have played them. So Chelsea lead the way. They've 8 players so far in pre-season that have played 75 minutes or more in a game, so in one singular game. After that, you've got Manchester City, who have 7. Then comes Arsenal, who also have 7. Aston Villa have 6, and Liverpool have 3. Three players so far in pre-season that have played 75 minutes or more in a game. Now remember, we've one more set of pre-season games before the Newcastle away game. So even that side of it, we seem to be playing catch-up on. And again, that could be to do with the amount of players that each team had at the World Cup, how well their players did at the World Cup, how late they're coming back in, the size of the squads. It could be lots of different reasons, but it's just another metric to look at and think, okay, we have some work to do. Harvey said, is there any news on Mbaye? Will it be a double deal? The honest answer, Harvey, my man, is I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't want to mislead anybody about Mbaye because I don't have the information on it. As a fan, I'd love it. And as a fan, I hope that we are working on a double deal. But that would probably, at least in my mind, I would think that would probably lead to a departure. Whether that's Gakpo or somebody else, I don't know. But it'd be lovely. Like, if we woke up and heard that Liverpool had done a double deal with PSG, I'd be over the moon. What I think I'm right in saying that Mbaye is represented by George Mendes, and Liverpool have really good relations with him. So there's certainly no barrier to us doing a deal for Mbaye if, of course, it's something that Liverpool want to do. And all I know is that that we've looked at him, we're interested in him, but I don't know more than that. Mats Tillman said, would be happy if we signed Mbaye and Rayan, kept Rio Munoz on the left, sell Gakpo and Fede as cover for injuries. Again, yeah, they would be credible options as well. You know, it doesn't look like Bournemouth are for moving with Rayan at this moment in time. You know, he's only had 6 months really there as well. So I think Marco Rose is going to want to have a bit more use of him before any potential sale or anything like that. So yeah, I don't think that's one for this window, as much as I'd love it. With due respect, but when do you think didn't have many players at the World Cup? The squad are clearly not fit. Look, we aren't fit. I think Iriola's even come out and said as much. He said that 30 minutes is pretty much all that they can handle of the intensity he wants them playing with. And we know where that blame lies, right? That's definitely with last season and Arne Slot's training methods. Which it'll be. Oh, I'm so intrigued to look at Frimpong this season, because if the levels of training are getting more and more intense and Frimpong's able to then keep fitness throughout the year, would be left in no doubt then as to why those injuries were stacking up last year. And for my 2 cents, it would have been around the stop-start level of the training and how relaxed it was and how they weren't hitting full intensity. So for me, at least from the outside, I feel like that added to his injury woes last year. How are we, Michael? Said, well, boss, what's your thoughts on Victor Munoz giving off a Jota Shaqiri vibe? Looking forward to seeing more of him, fingers crossed. Totally agree with you. Yeah, he definitely gives off that little pocket rocket kind of vibe, doesn't he? I feel like he's going to be a little pit bull terrier for us, and you know, really good with the counter pressing, really good energy levels, versatility to play across both sides, a lovely turn of pace, and I can't wait to see more of him against Como. So yeah, really happy with that one, Michael. Absolutely no complaints about the cost of it or anything like that. There was a release clause, we triggered it, we paid it, and I think we'll look at this as a good deal over the course of time. Just not enough of them, unfortunately. Raekwon, always a pleasure, my friend. How are you? Right, where are we? So, hey, Craig, even if we get Barcola and another winger, then I feel this window has been a disappointment because the club promised no sagas and for business conducted quickly. Nobody forced them to brief that to the journos. I get it. I get it. And I'm equally as frustrated with the window. And I don't buy excuses, especially not for really highly paid people who are supposed to be the best in the business at what they're doing. And it feels like sometimes, Raekwon, we almost try to be too clever. Like last year with Mark Gay. We could have got Mark Gay sorted out by paying a little bit more earlier on in the window, but we tried to be the smart boys again, and it came back at that time to bite us in the ass. So Richard Hughes definitely has blots on his copybook. I mean, you've got that, you've got the Zubamendi situation, you've got being let down the garden path with Diamonde, although he wasn't the only one there. So yeah, it's a frustrating one, and I have nothing else to say, mate. I'm at this moment as a fan, I'm just frustrated, you know? I'm frustrated that we don't have enough depth, and every single season we're talking about this. And again, especially after last year where you look at the Premier League, and I don't think, apart from Arsenal being a very good defensive team, it was that squad depth, for me, that got them over the line last year. And the availability to really just rotate when they need to. If they have injuries, bring in quality. Like, was it not an alarm bell sounding in your mind when Liverpool were trying to tell the world that we didn't need a defender because we had Joe Gomez, Xhaka, Leone and Van Dijk? Like, that was a piss take to say you didn't need a centre-back. Gomez then picks up an injury 7 minutes into pre-season, so he's missed a whole of pre-season. He's not going to be ready for the start of the season, so he's already playing catch-up. Leone won't be ready for a while, still coming back from an ACL. And Xhaka, we haven't seen kick a ball yet in pre-season. So for our own club to even try and contemplate the fact that we aren't short is a piss take. Craig, let's be honest, if Slot went to Chelsea, he would have been sacked after 2 days. Well, he certainly would have been sacked a lot quicker than we sacked him. I would agree with you on that one, my man. Daniel Hughes. How are you, Daniel? Thank you so much, mate, for your super chat. Hey, Craig, hope you're okay. Been a silent watcher for a while. Just want to say, watching you has saved my life. 8:30 every night. I wait to watch you. That means so much, Daniel, mate. Thank you. Really appreciate the kind words, bro. Yeah, I'm always one of them silent watchers as well. I don't really comment much on stuff if I'm watching it in the background either. But I always say this, Daniel, it's such a privilege to be welcomed into people's homes every evening or onto their phones for a chat, you know. Even on nights like tonight where it's pretty clear from the tone of tonight's thumbnail and tonight's title that I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed about the situation. I'm really trying to bite my lip on it because I don't want to be a pessimist who just comes on here every night moaning, but I really am just anxious at this point, Daniel. It's just not enough happening. And even the out of contract players, there's still so much of that up in the air. The fringe players, the loans, like if we can't do X amount of stuff in 10 weeks, how are we supposed to credibly believe that we can do even more than that, much more than that actually, in the remaining 3 weeks? It's just not realistic. YouTube is the new radio. Yeah, so I find this fascinating, bro, because, you know, I'm old school to some extent. I don't really listen to the radio much, but I am very much somebody who listens to podcasts, watch television. But yeah, YouTube is continuing to grow and grow. And what's fascinating is the amount of people who are now watching YouTube on their TVs. I think for the first time in recent history or ever, more people are watching YouTube on their TVs than on their devices. So I find that fascinating as well. Dan Hawkey, how are you, Dan? Said, am I the only one who thinks Liverpool, Arsenal or City can win the Premier League title? You've segued me lovely there, Dan, into another thing that I'd seen. So Sky Sports have up on their website their 2026-27 Sky Sports predicted table using their supercomputer. So let me read out the table to you and tell you, you can tell me then if you think that will be a decent season for Liverpool in the league. So we'll work our way from 10th up. So they have Brentford finishing 10th in the Premier League. They have Brighton finishing 9th. Then they have Bournemouth 8th, Aston Villa 7th, Spurs 6th, Chelsea 5th. So far so good. We're in the top 4, right? So Chelsea 5th, Manchester United 4th. Then come Liverpool. They reckon Liverpool will finish 3rd. Manchester City 2nd, and Arsenal 1st. Now, without knowing the ins and outs of the season, as a fan right now, I would be okay with that. Now, obviously, you want the cup runs and you need context of the season. But overall, with a new head coach, with players coming back a bit late, with some injuries, 3rd place in the Premier League for me, I'd take that for Iriola's first year. Just from the league perspective, I mean. Obviously, you want some runs in the cups and stuff like that, but I'd take that at this moment. Now, of course, when the season starts, you want to dream about winning the league, and we should be dreaming. But yeah, I'd take that one. Third seems that kind of boosted me a little bit, to be honest with you, when I seen it, because when I'd seen the headline, I was like, oh shit, do I want to click in and see where they have us finishing? But I'd take third. Gary said third would be okay in the first season. Ben said I'd be happy with top four at this point, mate. Leighton said I'd take third. Keane said the same, I'd take third. Not finishing third with the squad as it stands, said Darren. It would, again, Darren, yes, it would absolutely require us to have some luck. And that's the part that winds me up, Darren, mate. So that every year we have to plan and look at a best case scenario as fans. If we get a bit of luck, if everyone stays fit, if players who have been historically injured all of a sudden aren't injured, then maybe we'll be okay.